For me, I think the qualities to be a good intrapreneur is that you have to put all your heart and effort to do whatever you are doing right now. If you think that you are just doing half-heartedly right now, then you should do it with your full heart.
With that explanation as to who an intrapreneur is, do you think you're one of them?
Yeah.
Wow! We'll go to a break then. What is up, guys? My name is Charles Liew. Welcome to Biz Chat with Charles Liew, where we talk to real business people about real business stuff. But hey, why so serious? In this episode, I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about hiring the right people for your organization, especially finding what we call the intrapreneurs within your organization. Okay, so we'll be explaining what that means later, but we have someone from my own company, okay, the COO-elect of Shine Pharmacy Sdn Bhd. Her name is Liew. Liew, welcome on the show.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for saying yes as well. So we're talking about intrapreneurs. What are intrapreneurs, essentially? Intrapreneurs, the quickest way to explain it, they are entrepreneurs, but within your organization, so they may not have the risks associated with the entrepreneurs. They may not have the resources in terms of money and things like that, but they are entrepreneurs within your organization. They are the intrapreneurs. How do you identify them, right? So today, Liew is I'm going to ask, the first segment is very simple. Before we go to the break, we will ask Liew as to who she is. What do you do at Shine Pharmacy?
I started off as a pharmacy assistant.
Yes.
As you remember back in, I think, 2014.
How old were you?
2015, yeah. I was 20 years old before I entered university.
Sure.
I just finished off my Form 6.
Yes.
And there is a break of 8 to 9 months.
Yes.
So I remember I spent 7 months full at Shine Pharmacy.
What did you do during that time?
As a pharmacy assistant, I assisted pharmacists
Yes.
in preparing the medication and also to make sure everything is clean. And
On the ground,
yes.
right? On the ground.
Yes. After that, I went on to university.
Sure.
And then after that, I came back as a marketing executive. Remember? Back in 2019. So after my graduation, I decided to come home to Sarawak because at that time I had a chat with my father and then he requested me to come back to home to take care of my mother. Yeah.
Did he ask you to come home?
Yes, that is the only request that he made to me.
So he asked you to come back to look after your mom?
Yeah, because he's always working outstation at that time. So he thinks that maybe mom at home is alone. Yeah.
Understand.
So that's why I decided to come back. And at the same time, I don't want to go back to my comfort zone to shine. So I tried out something else. I actually interviewed a few and I applied maybe over 20 companies.
Did you get a lot of interviews?
3 or 4 that
Sure,
time.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got into the biggest supermarket company.
Hold up.
Yep.
You can see that the way she went about applying for jobs even, right? Again, outside of her comfort zone, she did not come back to Shine right away. And I felt offended, to be fair. I felt offended at the time because you would remember when you came back, I approached you through Christina.
Yes.
And then you never really responded with excitement because but then you were also fearful that you would disappoint me, right? So I understood that, right? So you see, her sending out maybe 20 applications, for example, do you have this kind of people in your organizations whereby when you ask them to do a certain thing, they would cast as wide an option as possible? And I think that actually translates into the things that you do every day as well. Okay, so you chose to go to one of the biggest supermarkets
in Sarawak.
Right? And so, tell us about that experience. We have gone past the 8 minutes, but hey, who cares? Let's go.
And then I had a culture shock that time.
Culture shock?
Yes, because it was so different from my expectation. I had my internship in KL. The company culture there is something that's similar to my expectation.
Sure.
When I came back here, I was like, hey, how come a big company, they might not have the best system?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
And some of the things that I think might not be right as well.
Sure.
So then I stayed only for 2.5 months.
Sure.
Yeah, plus also my family issue. Then
Yeah.
I decided to stop. Yeah.
Okay,
Then
okay.
only I came back to Shine.
Sure.
I remember I texted you, saying that do you have some time for me? I wanted to chat with you.
I remember that text very vividly. You said, you know, are you free? And then you were saying like, I think you were saying whether certain posts are still available or whatever. Did you? I think you asked that, and then I said, who is that for? And then you say it's for yourself or whatever. I think that happened at some point as well, right?
Yeah.
Is it comfortable sharing why you quit that? Of course, it was to do with the culture shock. You're not expecting certain things to be the way they were. Would it also be comfortable to share that it was also because of your dad as well?
Yeah, sure.
So Liduna's dad was suffering from fourth stage cancer at the time, right? And so she quit because of that. You see, here's the thing. Having someone with the same values as you, right? At Shine, it is always about the philosophy of home. And so when she quit the job because of the father, that reflects the family value that we are after as well. I still remember one thing that made me think that your quitting of the job that you had before was the right thing to do was when the HR or whoever, I don't remember, called me from that company and said, hey, why is Lidwina with your company now? She said to me, to us that her father was suffering from the illness and we even wish her well. And I heard that and I thought, wait, wishing someone well should come from your heart. It's not a bargain. It's not like, hey, we wish you well and now you say your dad was that and then now you work for someone else and what's going on there? And they doubted, like on the phone, they doubted that your dad was even sick. And when I heard that, I was offended, right? I never met your dad until he passed away 2 weeks ago, right? And, you know, I met him for the first time, but I chose to believe you, right? When you came to me, I never doubted you for even one moment. So sorry for the tears. So yeah, we'll be right back. We'll give her some time to fix her makeup and we'll be right back. And we're back to Biz Chat with Charles Liew, and we're still with the COO-elect of Shine Pharmacy, which is my company, right? So just for a background, Lidwina started as a pharmacy assistant, right? So the very basic of a pharmacy role would be the pharmacy assistant role, right? And then you progressed, you went to school, you went to uni, came back, and ding ding dong dong, became the marketing person for the pharmacy, right? And then you evolved into my personal assistant, okay? So what was that experience like, being a personal assistant for the first time? Did you even understand the role? Like, so you know.
At the first time I heard about it, I was like, what? Why it's me? So I was not that confident at that time. So I was thinking, what should I do? And I don't even know about what a personal assistant should do. Yeah, so then I checked Google, I checked online, and then slowly understand it over the time. And actually, I faced a lot of challenges at that time.
Okay, I was going to ask, okay. Yeah, what kind of challenges?
Yeah, I feel like I don't have enough time to do things because I have to follow you for meetings. Yes, and then I have to come back to office and I have my tasks to do. At that time, I think I was still in charge of the marketing side, the social media thing, and I have to come up with the campaigns, the content, and things like that. So there are a lot of things, and I couldn't get the priority right. So I faced obstacles.
Did you cry?
Yes, yes. I remember crying in front of you at that time.
She cried in front of me, guys.
Yeah, and also at some times when the days are really bad, okay, the things getting bad, it's time when I was scolded. I know I was scolded for something, for the mistake that I should have made, but I have done it. And then I was scolded by you, and I was so sad that I went home, that I didn't tell you. I actually went home and cried, you know. And then after that, I think, okay, after I cried, I told myself, I should stand up again. And I should face this problem, I should solve it. And after that, I should do it over and over again because I believe that practice makes perfect. Then I practice again and again, then slowly I get used to it and I master a skill. Yes.
Guys, if you have this kind of person within your organization, let me ask you this. Would you not give this person a role that he or she deserves, right? I still remember when you were struggling with those things, right? And a lot of times I would say the same thing over and over, and then I would just say, I've said this so many times, and why are you still repeating that same? And because it was a habit, but it is, instead of giving up, because you did mention that you are actually considering whether this is for you, right?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it's how you pull through that decision that I will overcome this, right? I've always said to you and the people around me, if there's one thing that Liduna does really, really well, in Chinese it's called 耐骂. Like she's able to take criticism, right? And get up and just keep on taking more and more and more and more. And I think that quality, for a lot of people, the way they cope would be to just quit. The easier thing is to quit, right? So guys, if within your organizations there is someone that embodies your values and your beliefs, and if they just keep on going and going and going, this may very well be the person that will walk side by side with you and not just under you. Okay? So, perfect. Let me ask you this. Do you think you are a leader by nature or by nurture? So, were you born a leader, do you think? Or were you trained to be a leader that you were never born as a leader to start with?
I believe that I was a born leader.
Excellent.
Okay. Yes, but I might not be good enough as a good leader. Then I was trained by nurturing to become a better leader.
Sure.
Yes.
Define intrapreneur. Let me define that.
Sure.
Okay. And then I'll ask you whether you think you're one of them, and then we'll go to a break.
Okay.
So, guys, at the very beginning of the show, I told you guys that being an intrapreneur, you would exhibit all of the qualities of an entrepreneur, which I would suppose you guys are. Within your organization, you would need people just like you, but within your organization, okay? Your role as an entrepreneur is to protect these creative thinkers within your organization and not suppress them and not say, hey, that's not your role, that's my role, right? So for an intrapreneur to actually exist in your organization, the ecosystem needs to be right. Okay, and an intrapreneur is someone that actually understands everything about the business, right? For you to have gone through the pharmacy assistant phase, right? Dealing with pharmacists, but also dealing with patients coming in as well. Dealing with pharmacists, patients, but also promoters as well that are working within the pharmacy. And then you became the marketing person.
Yes.
You deal even more with suppliers now, even more, something that you never dealt with as a pharmacy assistant before. And then being the PA and seeing even more, following me around, knowing my concerns and my burdens, and you're able to appreciate the finances bit of things as well, right? So that's an intrapreneur, someone who actually cares to that extent and even think about ideas that we can implement, right? So if you have that person in your organization, just nurture them, identify them, pick them, nurture them, and challenge them as well and see whether they can take the heat, okay? With that explanation as to who an intrapreneur is, do you think you're one of them?
Yeah.
We'll go to a break then. Okay, so like why?
I never expect myself to be an intrapreneur until I come to Shine, because for me, I never wanted to, to become a businesswoman or to have my own business, because I know there's a lot of risk that I might not be able to take on. So if there is a shelter for me, lesser risk, but I can be the best version of myself, because I know I love to make decisions, as you know as well.
I get angry sometimes.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah, so I love to lead people. Yeah. I love to deal with human, and I'm a bit crazy, as you know. Yes, so I enjoy the whole process to be a leader, but not a business owner.
Understand.
Yeah,
Understand.
So I think that I'm in the middle there, it's the best. I mean, suits intrapreneur. Yeah.
Perfect, guys. When I said I would, she said she loved to make decisions, and that is true. And sometimes I would just say, why did you make that decision, right? That is not for you to make. And so along the way, because of her daringness to make decisions, it actually helped me to tell her what is within her boundary and what is not within her boundary. And I think you have learned so much from even that process of being scolded. You took the risk, right? And then I also remember you'll come to me with questions, a lot of questions. And then I would say, whoa, wait a minute, what are you doing? Right? Every time you stop me, you have 5 or 6 questions. I would say, take responsibility for the things that you want to do. Stop asking me questions like, do I do this or do I do that? And when I say that to you, what impressed me with you being an entrepreneur is you understood it. True, that is true. I should not have asked that. I should not have asked that as well. I should have the confidence that this is within my boundary to make, and I will make these decisions. And if things don't work out, I take responsibility for these decisions as well, right? So I think that impressed me a lot. Okay, so guys, we'll go to a break and we'll be back with the final segment with Liew. And we're back to Biz Chat with Charles Liew, and we're still with Liew, the COO-elect of Shine Pharmacy. Okay, now, before I go to Liew, I just want to let all of the business owners out there know this, right? Which is, a lot of times, if you have a certificate, right? People put value on the certificate. They say a pharmacy, you have a pharmacy certificate, 4 years studying pharmacy, you have a pharmacy certificate, then automatically you are worth 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 in salary per month, right? Something like that. So I want to tell you that should not be how you work as a business owner. Why do I say that? You should look at the value they bring to your business. If a pharmacist is worth 6,000 or 7,000, sure, pay that amount. If they're worth that value to your business. As a business, you must only pay what they are worth, okay? And so for someone like you, for example, right, that when she becomes the COO of Shine Pharmacy, she will out-earn all of the staff at Shine Pharmacy, okay? She will be the top earner at Shine Pharmacy. Money may not be the main motivation, but money plays a role. That's why we are here in the first place, right? So that's why we have a show like this as well. Hiring the right kind of people, you will need to be prepared to pay what they are worth, okay? Back to you. As the COO-elect of Shine Pharmacy, how do you feel when you were first offered this position?
I was so surprised because I know that kind of position is like...
Did you understand the role?
Not really at the first place, but I know when you said chief, like CEO, chief executive
because a lot of companies, when they are small, they have different like chief marketing officer, chief whatever officer, because they just say like that role. It's just a name for the role, right?
Oh, okay.
So
for me, it's like, wow, it's high, very high in the sky that I might not even achieve one day. Yeah.
Understand. So that's how you felt when you were offered that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me this. What was the thinking process of accepting it? Because you took a while to accept the position, right? I mean, we played around with it, right? And then every now and again I would mention it, right? But what tipped you over to accept the offer? I want to let you guys know that Liew was thinking about exploring opportunities in Singapore, right? And then this offer came about, right? So I think the audience will need to understand this, right? So what made you change the course of your decision even to accept a challenge as big as this?
I was thinking for my family as well.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this position would allow you to not only further yourself, but also to give yourself the opportunity to be with your family during a period that is very difficult.
Yes.
Right? Understand. Now, what are the challenges you face and how do you overcome them and how do you intend to overcome them in the future?
I can say that I started to face a lot of new challenges every single day during this transition period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
Like human resource problem. Yeah. Like I have to deal with a lot of people, especially when last time I was just maybe one person, or I just have to lead 1 to 2 persons in a team, the marketing team. But right now I have to lead the whole creative team in the office, and sometimes even the pharmacists at the operation side as well. So the number of people are increasing, but I'm just only myself. I'm just one people.
Yes.
So that is the first challenge that I face. And also another one is the time management. I have so many ideas that I wanted to implement.
Really?
But
I'm excited.
And then I'm just myself. I have just 2 hands and I only have 24 hours a day.
That's why you have a team under you, right?
Yes. So yeah, I also try to manage my time even better than before.
Sure. Brilliant. What steps are you taking to prepare yourself for this role that is about to come?
Okay, I started to read and to watch videos and also to follow up with the current news, because I know one of my weakness is that I don't really...
Who told you that?
I was not really into news or the current economy situation or even the world news, what is happening in the world. I don't really pay much attention to before. So I try to watch as many videos online as possible to enhance and
to enrich yourself.
Yes,
right?
to enrich myself.
Understand. Yes. I think one of the key qualities that Lidwina has is also she takes criticism really, really well. Like, one thing I've always reminded her is, hey, how come whenever I ask you about, hey, have you heard about this? Or have you seen this? The answer is almost always no. Like, it's almost always, oh, I haven't seen this. And I would always say, everyone knows about this. Why don't you know? And then, so right now she's taking steps to actually be more aware of current affairs, be more aware of news or whatever. And I think that is really, really good. Well, we have come to the end of the show, right? Could you share with people that are working right now, right? If they want to be an intrapreneur, how can they go about achieving that?
Okay. For me, I think the qualities to be a good intrapreneur is that you have to put all your heart and effort to do whatever you are doing right now. If you think that you are just doing half-heartedly right now, then you should do it with your full heart. Because whenever you just keep on doing what you are doing right now, your boss will see it one day. And also, you should take all the full responsibilities of your assignments, of your tasks, and also to just do it with your care. Treat it as your own baby and treat it as your own, treat everyone as your family members, and how you care for your family, you care for the company as well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so whatever you do, surely your boss will notice and acknowledge it one day.
That is brilliant. For all of the business owners out there, here's the thing. Your business cannot be just about you. Okay, you yourself cannot do everything, right? You will need someone just like you, ideally a carbon copy of you, but that's not possible, right? Someone within the organization that cares more than you about the company. So that, here's the thing about having someone to actually do what you do. I remember this quote from Jeff Bezos, right? The founder of Amazon. He said this: as a leader within an organization, your role is not to make 1,000 decisions a day. It's not about someone coming to you and say, should this be black or gray? Should this be blue or red? You are not supposed to make these kind of decisions. Let the intrapreneurs make this decision within your organization. As a leader within your organization, you make at most 5 or 6 decisions a day, and these are the big decisions, and you need to make them with clarity of mind. And intrapreneurs allow you to do that. Pay them what they deserve in terms of rewards, monetarily or otherwise, right? So where do you look for these entrepreneurs within your organization, the intrapreneurs? It comes from hiring the right kind of people. Go through the CVs, go through the resumes. When they are sitting in front of you, ask them about their background, ask them questions that actually challenge them to think on the spot and see how they respond to these questions, right? Now, here's the thing. Some of you may say, I'm not hiring anyone anymore. That's not the point. People within your organization that you may have overlooked during that filtering process, and now they're just sitting in a cubicle, you don't even know that you have a star within your ranks, right? So it is about picking out these stars that are sitting dormant within your organization. This is the idea of leverage, right? Leverage on whatever you already have and take maximum value from these things already in your organization, these people already in your organization. So I love this chat. Thank you so much, Liduna, for taking up the challenge to say yes to this. I know this is a big challenge for you, but you did not even shake, right? So I love that. So guys, until the next episode, this is bye for now. Ciao.